So we will start with today's session. So we have completed four elements: water, fire, wood, and earth. So today we will take up the last element, which is metal. So out of all the five elements, the most mysterious element is metal. At least those who have gone through the understanding of Ayurveda, like when we say metal, it just doesn't resonate with our understanding at all. Okay. So we will keep that aspect aside, and then we will try to understand how metal could have influenced the Chinese philosophers to think and use this as one of the five elements. So one of the main function of the metal is it can be molded to whatever shape that we want, and it can be hardened. Out of the five elements, no other element has this particular property. To some extent, the earth has it. Say we can make clay pots, etc., and the strength is not as much as the metal can give us. Okay, say if you see this picture, the first one, here you can see there is so many complicated molds, and you put the metal into that mold, and the metal will take the shape of that mold. It can be anything, right? So once it cools down, it has that particular shape, and it maintains that shape for quite a bit of uh, time, and the external influences like pressure, etc., it can sustain and retain that particular structure. Okay, this is one of the very specific quality of metal. So we will see how that could see. We have so many organs in the body. Say for example, there is heart. The heart, today it is in one shape, tomorrow it is in another shape, third day another shape. That doesn't happen, right? Whatever initial mold in which the heart was created, the heart retains that shape through its entire existence. Okay, more or less, there would be some kind of degradation here and there. Apart from that, it maintains its structural integrity. And the same with all the other organs. The eyes is there, today it is round, tomorrow it is triangular. No, that doesn't happen. Today also it is spherical, tomorrow also it will be spherical. And all the parts, there is something which it is a predictable structural integrity is there in all, starting from a cell till the entire system called human body. So if we can see, it has the same functionality of a metal. Once you put it in a mold, it retains that shape. Okay. Second is the direction of energy. We saw that the fire moves upwards, the water moves downwards, the wind is expanding, outward movement, the earth is stable, it just stays in one place, but the direction of the metal is inward movement. Wind is outward movement, metal is inward movement, it is contraction. So, and that is why whenever you make something dry, it contracts. Say you have a tomato, okay, when it is fresh it is spherical, you keep it and allow it to dry it out. Okay, once it is fully dried, what happens? It shrinks. It is an inward movement. Okay, the dryness is the inward movement or contraction. That is why the energy of the metal is dryness. If you see any metal, it is dry. You cannot extract any water out of the metal. Okay, if it is earth, it will absorb some water and retain the water. but that is not the case with the dry. Out of all the 5 elements, this is the most dry form of 5 element. Okay, that is why it is dryness. And another quality of metal is it can conduct electricity and heat. Okay, so if you see a wire, inside the wire there is metal, say strands, and through that strand the electricity can travel from one place to another wherever they are generating electricity, somewhere near the, if the hydroelectric plant or thermoelectric thermal electrical plant, some very like many hundreds of miles away, but in your house you are able to get that same electricity. It means that the electricity is able to flow through the wire. Okay, and if we see our nervous system, there also it is nothing but a wire, right? Wire has external insulation, the rubber insulation. Even the nerves has external insulation, which we call as myelin sheath. Okay, but inside the nerve there is electrical bioelectrical impulses flowing back and forth, right? So here I feel, this is my, I have not taken this from any book, but it is my own understanding. The property of the metal of conducting electricity is being utilized in the nerve. Okay. So it means to say the nerve has all the 5 elements, but the element of metal is more. Okay. Once again, it is my understanding, don't quote it, it may be wrong, but logically it makes full sense, right? For example, any place, if there has to be structural integrity, say if you put water changes its structure, right? Fire changes its structure. Earth also, it changes its structure. So if you say if you see sand domes in a desert, today it is in one place, if the wind blows it moves to another place, so it also moves structures. But metal is one thing which maintains its structure, the rigidity is there. So in any place within our body which maintains the rigidity, I think the quality of metal is being utilized more. And the next one is the metal generates sound on impact compared to any other element. Say wood also generates sound, earth also generates sound, fire also generates sound, but what generates the most amount of sound is metal. This is a very unique quality for this element, but I have not yet been able to understand how this particular property is utilized within our body. Okay. Definitely it has been utilized, but how is something which I have not yet understood. Okay, but if any of you understand, okay, no, do let me know. See, the creation of sound, like the vocal sound may not be the only thing, but there would be many other ways, which how do I say, for example, in the last class or in the previous class we were discussing about the pulse. Not in the class, probably it was in one of the messages. Okay, see what happens, what I told that in the earlier in the ancient days, this skill of pulse, checking the pulse, was mastered to that extent, like the pulse reader or the practitioner was able to say so many things just by reading the pulse. And to the extent what I have heard is, if the practitioner checks the pulse of a pregnant lady, they were able to say the child in the womb is male or female. Okay, to that extent that art was refined. Okay, so it means that the pulse is telling everything, but how is the pulse getting that information, right? So one thing in our body which flows everywhere is blood. Okay, so blood reaches all the cells. Okay, in some places where it is not able to reach, lymph moves, but by and large, in all to all the places, blood moves. It means that the blood has to collect the information also from that particular part. Okay, so when it flows back, like the blood goes everywhere, listens, collects information, comes to the heart, and informs the heart what all is happening everywhere. It is like a messenger. Okay, it goes everywhere, collects the information, comes and tells the heart, and the heart communicates it to the external world in the form of pulse. Pulse is also a sound, right? Lub dub is the Western way of seeing it, but it has so many more finer details to it. Okay, so now the blood is the messenger and the pulse is the message, is what we had discussed in one of the groups. So the pulse, the message, is in the form of sound and the feeling. Okay. This is a very wild way of thinking. Okay. See, this metal, which has the quality of generating the sound, is utilized in this communication, intracellular or intercellular tissue or cellular communication, and then communicating back to the outside world in the form of pulse. I feel that there is utilization of the quality of the metal. Even though in a chemical form, there will be exchange of, say, many of the hormones, etc. But I'm not going into that level, but I'm only keeping myself restrained to the 5 elements, and to see how 5 elements may be getting utilized in our body to create this magnificent machine called human body. Okay, so this is about the metal. Next, metal is also associated with air in TCM. Okay, just keep all your curiosity under check and keep all the questions to yourself. Okay, so I know this is a deviation for many people. Okay. How all those things we will have a discussion sometime in future. Metal is also associated with air. Okay, it is very crucial for you to understand this point if you have to understand creative cycle. Okay, Mr. Vasudev Murthy had asked me a question: how does metal create water? In the creative cycle, we have understood that, right? One creates the other. So there was a question: how is metal creating the water?
Yes,
There is only
that
one
was my
analogy.
question.
Yes, I remember the question very well. So
Mhm.
the analogy that we receive in the textbooks is, say, the metal is, when you melt the metal, it flows. Okay, that is the that fluidity is the water. That is what we have heard. But let us take up this particular thing a little bit more scientifically. How the water, how metal is responsible for creation, for the creation of water. For you to understand that, this particular statement is very important. Metal is also associated with air. So the further thing we will understand in the creative and control cycle class. Okay, now to summarize all the elements and its main responsibilities, is the structural rigidity is given by metal. Okay, don't confuse this with the frame rigidity that we have, like where the bone is giving the rigidity to the frame of the human body. Don't confuse it with that. Say, like for example, anything that you take in the human body, even if you take a hair, there is a shape and structure, and that structure is maintained over a period of time. Okay. And that structural stability is provided by metal as per my understanding. Everywhere I put this clause because I could not find anything in the books which goes into the details of the discussion. Okay, so metal gives you the structural rigidity. Second, the fluidity. Say the blood is flowing, the lymph is flowing, the saliva is moving. So much of fluid is moving around. All that fluidity is provided by water. And the third, fire. What is the fire work of the fire? Main work is transformation. You put something into the fire, it gets transformed into something else, right? The same way, like there is so much of transformation happening inside the body. You eat the food is getting converted into nutrients, and through that nutrients it is becoming say blood, and through that blood it is becoming some tissues. So there is enormous amount of transformation which is happening continuously in the body. Every second we are aging, the body is aging, that is also a transformation. So all the transformation is sustained by fire. The fire is helping to make bring about the change in all micro to macro aspect. Okay, and then the next one is earth. There is continuous reproduction happening in the body. Like when the fetus or when the baby gets born, it is so small, and a person has grown to, like in the full adulthood age, the person has grown so much. Where did that growth come? The cell is reproducing, right? Every minute there is so much of reproduction happening in the body. The cells are continuously getting dying and reproducing, splitting one into another. So all that reproduction in the from cell to a human reproduction when the babies are born, like everywhere, that reproductive support is provided by earth. Like because earth is the only element where you sow a seed, something germinates, the seed germinates and the tree comes out of it. Okay, that quality is only there in the earth to a large extent. To some extent it is there in water also, right? So that reproductive ability from cell to the entire human being, that is provided by earth. And there is so much of movement in the body. Say the signals from brain to organs are moving, and the blood is moving, like the hand is moving, the eye this thing eyeballs are moving. Okay, the heart is pumping, there is muscular movement. And we as a human being, no, as an entire machine, we are moving. Okay, there is so much movement inside the body and in the outside the body. All that movement is supported by the wind or the wood. Okay, so this is how we can summarize all the five elements inside the body, correlating that five elements to the external world, and similarly correlating it with our internal world, how the external world is influencing and creating the internal world. We will be able to understand to a very small extent. Okay, like I am specifically using this word because if you understand how by mixing and matching these five elements this entire body is created, you will be probably one of the most intelligent person in the entire existence who has ever existed. Okay, you will be able to get the title. Okay, if you understand fully how these five elements interact and create so many different structure. It is enormously complex, infinitely complex. Okay, so we have just understood one tiny speck out of how these 5 elements are created, means are utilized to create this magnificent machine called human body. Okay, so this was the content that I had for today's class. So any questions on any of the previous classes that you have heard, including today's class? Yes, madam.
Something. I have a little doubt. You
Yes, ma'am.
talked about sound
Mm-hmm.
and pulse.
Mm-hmm.
See, pulse never makes any sound.
Mm-hmm.
Sound is made in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the pumping happens, that sound is
Mm-hmm.
made in the heart to a great extent by the closure and opening of the valves.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in the arteries, when the blood flows, there is no sound. There is
Mm-hmm.
no sound at all,
Mm-hmm.
except for the gentle push kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's much stronger in palpation, you know, in touch,
Mm-hmm.
to the touch rather than to the ear. That's one
Mm-hmm.
thing. And second thing is um, sound. You know, we're talking about sound here. You talked about, you know, when you clang a metallic object, it
Mm-hmm.
makes a sound. That is a generator of sound. So I
Mm-hmm.
think we need to classify that to say it is a generator of sound. But
Mm-hmm.
actually speaking, for sound, we definitely require air. You cannot make sound in vacuum. So
Yeah, yeah.
definitely,
Mm-hmm.
in that sense, yes, it's a generator. And
Mm-hmm.
to some, you see, this is at least in Ayurvedic acupressure, it makes it very clear, you know. Akash
Mm-hmm.
is space. You require
Yes.
space. You require
Mm-hmm.
air. So
Mm-hmm.
without that, you cannot make sound. So
Mm-hmm.
that's more logical. But here, it's a little facile. It's a little difficult to understand how you associate sound with it. And
Even yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, we talked about reproduction. You know, we talked about creation of new life.
Mm-hmm.
Creation of new life in this world definitely requires water also.
Yes,
As much as the earth is contributory, I think water also has a very
definitely,
strong role to play
definitely. Mm-hmm.
in the power of reproduction. So maybe there are mixtures of various energies going towards these natural phenomena that are occurring in the world and in our body also. It's not just one specific metal. It's just a question of what is predominant.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yes.
always wondered why they put metal with lungs
Mm-hmm.
and large intestine. I always wondered. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
something that's a little hard to digest. But why lungs and large intestine
So,
chosen
okay. Let me.
to represent?
I will try to answer as much
Can you
as I can.
please?
Is it because both are excretory functioning?
Um, okay, I will try to
And is
answer.
nothing to do.
Basically, they are both dry. They dry
No, that is
whatever
one
alive
one
will dry
aspect.
on.
That is one
Let me answer.
aspect. But okay, sir. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. In the sense, whatever ma'am told, see, I have written here metal generates sound on impact. Okay, it is not conducting the sound. The metal is conducting the electricity, but it is generating the sound. Okay, so I have made that clear. But see, I also told that how the sound is utilized, because the creation is such that every aspect of every element is utilized in creation. So now this quality of generating sound, how it is utilized in the body, I do not know. I wildly thought of something. See, there is communication, the sound is happening. Okay, the conduction is happening in akash, in the space, but the generation is happening through the metal, right? So now where that generation, how that generation, that part I am not sure. And so I thought, okay, every cell should be talking. Because it is alive, it should be talking. What does it talk about? What it needs, what I have, what I have in excess, all those communication uh, should be happening through some form. And that is where that communication is utilizing the metal element, okay, is what was my understanding. And mainly that communication is through the pulse that we get to know, right? So there should be somewhere that is getting utilized, is what I thought. Okay, so the next question is about,
Sorry,
yes,
sorry for interruption.
yes,
It is not only the pulse that communicates, it's the nerves. You know,
yes,
the
yes,
nerves, the transmission through the nerves are very strong, and also the endocrines.
yes,
These
definitely,
three
ma'am.
are communicators, great communicators.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've shown that here in the form of wire. So that communication would be happening in the nerves and also the endocrine. But coming to the second part, why the metal is associated with lungs and large intestine. Okay. So dryness is the energy of the metal, like we have already discussed, because these two organs are drying up. Okay, the lungs is drying the air, and the large intestine is drying the stool. Now, anything when it, I have the answer for only half of your question. The half I don't have. Okay, so whenever it comes, I'll tell. So out of between lungs and large intestine, see, if you see, whenever the stool gets dried, what happens? It contracts, it solidifies, it takes a shape, right? That is why that is
Molds.
happening with the metal, right? So it is solidifying, the inward,
Yes.
the inward movement, contraction. So that is why the large intestine is associated with the metal. And lungs, how it is associated with metal, I do not know yet. So that part I will answer when I understand it. So hope I have answered all your questions, Sushila ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Any other question?
Excuse me, Krishna sir.
Yes.
That's
Yes, madam.
sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead, Revati ma'am. I think you are ahead of me.
Yeah, the sound part of it
Mhm.
is related to the lung energy, right? I mean, I'm coming back to your metal making sound.
Mhm.
Whenever there's a weak voice or anything like that, we
Okay. Yeah.
relate it
Yeah.
to
Right.
lung
Right.
qi deficiency.
Yes.
So will that have directly it is
Yeah. It
related to
should
this?
have. It should have. It's a very good point, which no, I missed. So
Uh,
lungs is mainly responsible for the volume of voice, not the
so we,
modulation that we have discussed in the heart class.
The
That
pitch.
volume, yeah,
volume.
the volume or the
Another
pitch is,
hmm.
it is linked to the metal. So heart and metal correlates there. Very good, man. Thank you.
One thing is you are seeing a difference between the wind and the air, correct?
Yes. Yes.
They're not the same.
See, this is
No, they're
once
not.
again this part I have told, no, restrain all your questions. So,
I'm sorry to come back to it, but a strong air is, I know, wind or something like that. It's so related.
see, as far as what I have understood, okay, see, the air has two things. One is the chemical composition of it, okay, and the second one is movement. The movement of the air is associated with wood, okay, wind. When the air
Okay.
is moving,
Hmm.
we call it
It
as
wants
wind.
to.
Wind.
Okay.
The movement is associated with wind, but its own chemical composition is
Hmm.
associated with metal, the air.
Yeah,
Okay.
it makes sense.
So the air in motion is movement. Sorry, the wind.
Wind.
So only this much I have understood. More than this, I have to think. Okay. Hope this much satisfies your curiosity.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Another
Okay.
thing is the composition of air is very elementally, what should we say, important for the lung. You know, it has
Mhm.
to have that oxygen. So because it carries the life-giving prana force that creates, at least is vital through the lung or vital to the lung. Therefore, I think that makes sense that it is associated with that. Got it. Thank you so much for that.
Mhm.
You're just thinking in the right direction. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Next question.
Sir, I just want a clarification. When you say that the sound is being sent through are generated by the metal
Mhm.
in the blood, are you talking about all the inorganic elements in the blood as metal?
No. See, for example,
No.
there is, say, iron in the blood. It is a metal, right? It could be that. It could be. See, like to make a statement that it is that, like I should have so much of understanding and clarity to make that no statement, which no, I have like no proof or anything. But so I'm very hesitant to make those no, strong statements. There is a correlation between the quality of metal in the external world to the quality of metal used in this internal world. Okay, that is a statement which has been proved beyond doubt in Ayurveda. Okay, Yatha Brahmande Tata Pinde. So whatever, every single aspect is there in human body also. What is there in nature is inside here. So lungs is metal is also there, metal is also here. So there should be sound getting generated, and that sound has to be communicated. Okay, so how it is getting done? We should not only restrict the generation of sound to this physical vocal cord. There is much more communication happening, trillions and trillion times more inside the body. So is that metal getting utilized in any of those communication, creation of communication? Hopefully yes. Does it make sense, madam?
So you are saying it's a possibility that lungs could be involved and other things could be involved.
Lungs could be involved. I am only talking to the metal as of now. Metal could be involved, right? Because lungs is associated with metal, lungs could also be involved.
Okay.
There is, I have not come across any literature on this, zero literature. So it is this will also be in YouTube, etc. I don't want to be making very very bold statements which is not proven. It is only based on association, correlation that I am
Yeah.
able to make. Okay.
It's a thought which can
So-
trigger our
So
thinking
we
as
just
well.
have less than a minute. So once it disconnects, so we will rejoin with the same user ID and password. Okay. So any other further questions?
So why sadness? Why is it associated with sadness? And why
Yes, sir.
it has, of course, pungent, that sighing, sighing.
I have understood
It would have
some
clear it
aspect
is.
of it. Okay. See, let me. I
Please
will.
share with us.
I will. I was actually planning to do a full session on 5-element chart. So, but like last week also, I think Shanti madam had raised this question: why no fear is associated with water? Okay. See, like if we see this, it will become more clear when I take in and yang class. For now, you understand this much. See, there is a positive energy and negative energy. Okay. Yang is positive, rising, and yin is negative. Because put together, both positive and negative put together, it makes a stable key, right? So now, if you see what is associated with positivity or the higher energy is yang, and that is wood and fire, the wind and the heat. These two are yang in nature, like which is more active in nature. Okay. And if you see metal and water, that is dryness and coldness, is on the lower spectrum, weaker kind of weak is not the right word, but on the negative energy, means the lower energies. Okay. Say if a person is very hyper, walking around, talking, a lot of action, that is positive. Somebody is very silent, No, that is negative. That is how, in that connotation, I am talking. The hyper and hypo. Okay. Now, both of them are necessary. Now, if you, with this analogy, we will try to understand um, the emotions. Now, anger, what type of emotion is it? It is higher kind of emotion, right? Which makes things move. Okay. And the next one is joy. Joy is also kind of a higher level of positive kind of emotion. Don't associate positive and negative to good and bad. No, it will become a wrong connotation. I am not able to find the right words to express myself. Okay, it is something on the, like, okay, if somebody knows the sine wave, right? It is more technical. There is a positive side to it and the negative side to it. If you use that, you will be able to clearly understand what I'm telling, which I will discuss when I take this chart class. But for today, if you see, this anger and joy are related with the positive side. When I say positive, it has a lot more, uh, when somebody is angry, he
More
will
dynamic,
shout,
more
move,
dynamic.
dynamic. Okay. And when you see this sadness and fear, it is low dynamic. It is both express, but it is, when somebody is sad, what happens? They will sit on one side simply. Okay, if somebody is very joy, what they will do? They'll be dancing. Okay, so you see the opposites. Now, metal and water is associated with the lower, the negative side of the cycle. Okay, so that is the sadness comes, and the higher negative side of sadness is fear. That is why sadness is associated with metal or dryness. Does it answer the question to some extent, at least? Okay, great, great. Okay, fine. So, okay, any other question?
Mucus, for instance, how does lung make mucus?
How does
Lung and
lung,
large
lung
intestine, or
how does
where
lung
is metal associated with
mucus? See,
mucus? Of course, lung will make mucus.
see, we have discussed this in this spleen class. Okay, what does spleen do? Spleen converts food into food key and rises to the lungs, and where the lungs adds its lungs key. Okay, now if the transformation is half done, half baked product is mucus. Fully baked product is, I can say, like, which has a lot of vitality, let's say blood. Okay, like when it is half transformed, it converts it into phlegm.
Yeah.
Right, and that gets accumulated in the lungs, and the lungs tries to throw it out because it wants to circulate. It can't do it, so the cough happens. Okay, like this is like I'm sure that this has far more detailed explanation than what I am giving, but for now only this much is there for me to serve. Okay, any other questions? Like, I think if I have this chart in front, it will create far more questions. Okay, I will move the chart. Okay, now you ask the questions.
Sir, with reference to metal and sound, I have one doubt, sir. Like in nature, we come across so much varieties of sounds.
Yes.
Water or air, thunder. In or wherever some friction happens, some vibrations comes. Vibration comes, sound is generated because
Yes.
the vibration is very important. Medium is important to get a sound.
Yes.
So why we are restricting ourselves to metal only and the sound only? It could
Okay.
be other, partially it would be okay, but other elements are also there to generate or produce sound. This is what I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. I told this initially itself. It is given that even if I don't mention explicitly, this is one thing which you will have to understand. Everything has everything.
Yes.
Okay. So when I say water, that also makes sound, but it doesn't mean that water is by itself. Let's say there are some minerals dissolved in water, salts dissolved in water. It means that there is some amount of earth in water. Okay. There is air bubbles mixed in the water. It means that the air is also there inside the water, right? And everything is everything. Like even in metal, say when I was giving you the example of say structural rigidity, it doesn't mean that only metal is there and that is why it is happening. No, in the rigidity, everything falls like what, for example, ma'am was telling, say the prominent work to give rise to new life is there with the earth. Like you sow a seed in the earth, it comes out with a plant or a tree. But will that happen if there is no water poured? No, water is also needed. But if I only have water, will it happen? No. So what is predominantly needed is earth. But in everything else is also needed in smaller quantities, right?
Yes, sir.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it is a collective output.
Yes, everything is required in all the places.
Yes.
Okay. Any other question?
Krishnamurthy san,
Yes, madam.
our lungs are the nutritive key, no?
Mm-hmm.
Which can you talk on that, because we are on the lungs chapter, and how lungs and skin
How lungs and skin is
are
associated.
uh,
Okay, see,
Defensive.
yeah,
just
in this,
brush it. If nobody has any doubts, I thought we could use the time.
okay. So anybody else has any question, we will first ask and then we will take this thing. Anybody has
That is
anything else?
defensive key now, sir.
Yes. So Revati madam, your question was how is nutritive key related to lungs? Was that the question?
Not exactly that way, but because we are on the lungs chapter and lungs is nutritive, I thought we could speak on that.
Lungs is defensive.
Sorry, defensive.
Yeah,
Okay.
defensive key.
Ah,
See, if you see this,
food key
food is coming, and that food is there. To that, we add that new software called spleen key. Then it becomes an intelligent food, which we call it as food key. Now, using that as a base, if we add pure air to it, it becomes as gathering key. Okay. Now, if the same, and through that gathering key, if we add that original key, which is from the kidney essence, we get true key. So if this true key is added to food key, we get these three things depending on what extra we add. If we add lungs key, it becomes defensive key. If we add heart key, it becomes blood. If we add small intestine key, it becomes nutritive key, body fluids, because the nutrition is extracted in the small intestine, right? So that is why it is nutritive key. Does it make sense?
Yeah. It's beautiful. This chart, how did I miss? Is it there in our previous lecture? I don't know, but
yes, it was there. We spent so much of time on this.
sorry, this is nice. Thank you.
Okay.
And how our lungs and skin are connected? That also.
Okay, how are lungs and skin? See, when see, if it has to defend, okay, where do you put the army in the border in the country? So the army is deployed on the boundaries of the country, right? So that others don't invade the country. Right? So now the defensive key has to be deployed somewhere, which is generated by lungs. So where is which is the boundary of our body? The skin. Outermost.
There's the skin.
So, yes. So now it is deployed under the skin, right? So it is not only the skin of the body. The skin is present in so many places, right? Even the organs has its skin, outer covering. It has to be protected. Say pericardium, or every organ, it has its covering so that it can protect that organ. So all of that places where the defensive key is sent, it is managed by lungs.
So whenever we come across any skin problem or any lining of the internal organ problem, we can straight away go on lungs key also and try to...
No. See what I was telling, everything is everywhere. Mainly it is lungs for protective purposes. But if it is for something else, skin is also having so many other, say, elasticity. So we will have to see what is causing that problem to increase the elasticity. If it is somebody's skin is very elastic, like very soggy, saggy kind of thing, then what is the problem? If somebody's skin is very non-elastic, very dry, then what is the problem? So we cannot directly say it is lungs, right? Lungs is there, but along with lungs there are many other things, and it is a separate chapter by itself. Does it answer your question?
Yes. I was thinking every time there is a skin issue, should lung be addressed? That was my
It is
thought.
one of the important things, but it is not always.
Not always. Okay.
Okay.
I want to make a connection here.
Yes.
You see, we finally have found out, even in allopathy, that the skin is intimately related to the lung. It has actually been proved, because when you have these urticarias, you have the atopic dermatitis, all these things get less when the lung has taken over the aberration, let us say, and when the lung symptoms get worse. And when the lungs get cleared, the expression is on the skin. It has been very clearly demonstrated. Even in homeopathy, they believe it very clearly that the lungs disorders will express themselves in skin. The allopats are not 100%, sort of being able to explain it. But one thing is for sure, the homeopaths very categorically tell you that if your asthma is getting better, it will come out onto the skin. They say that. And it has happened. I've experienced it, and I know when my skin atopy, I used to have terrible atopy. When that got better, when you put any steroid cream or something like that to suppress it, the lungs will act up. So that's the story between the two. So the association is very clear.
Thank you so much, Sushila Madam.
Personal experience. As well as the fact that my homeopath always told me this will happen. He warned me.
Yes, thank you, madam. Shanti, madam, please.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, madam.
Regarding this question, it is the truly air element imbalance manifests itself in skin. That is, even the large intestine, when it is not clear, constipation or anything, it manifests as a sweat, bad smell of sweat in skin. So any imbalance in air element will show in skin, but the root cause, as you told, it will be anything of any element. That patient to patient, we have to find out and incorporate the air element also in the treatment. That is what it manifests in it shows out, that's all. As Sushila Kamath ma'am told, any asthmatic patient or any person that sadness, the emotion related to lung, which is imbalanced, everything will show in the skin.
Yes.
Once the balance is restored, the skin will glow. That is true.
Yes, exactly. Say if somebody's spleen is not functioning well, the means their blood is not well supplied. Okay, so it means then also the skin will become it will lack the luster. Okay, the skin is not glowing. So just because the
Yeah,
skin is
in
glowing,
deficiency,
yeah,
any indeficiency will show in skin. That is
okay,
body fluids.
yes,
Body fluids. Any type of body fluids.
Hmm.
That is excess dryness. No, again.
No, I am trying to reduce the complexity of
Sure,
the explanation.
understood.
Yeah. So the only thing is, see, if the spleen is weak, the blood is not well formed, then also the skin will become, it won't be so radiant. Then just because the skin is not radiant, we cannot go ahead and treat the lungs there. So we will have to treat spleen. Okay, lung, what is, say, what do it is, say, skin is like a, say if you go to a mall, all the shops will be made out of glass, right? You can see from the glass, you can see what is there inside, like what is a window shopping kind of thing. Okay, so skin is like that glass, you can see what is there inside. Okay, if you keep a box of chocolate, you can see the box of chocolate. If you keep a brick, you can see the brick. Okay, so just because it is a brick, I don't treat the glass, right? So the glass is just there, it is showing what is there inside. Similarly, the skin is exhibiting and showing and telling us what is happening inside. So we don't treat the skin if it is telling something is wrong inside. So we treat what is wrong inside. Okay, does it make sense to everyone?
Okay, you mentioned elasticity.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
But in continuation of what you said, you talked about the roop, Ras roop. So the radiance is by the circulation. As we see in the skin, it is multi-layered. It is not just one layer of protection. It has got superficial layer which takes care of protection. The deeper layers, as you see, you will always have the blood supply right at the bottom, and the elastic tissue is there to give it suppleness, to the skin. And we are talking about sagging skin. Again, spleen is responsible again here for upholding that elasticity. In old age, you find the underlying collagen and the elastic tissue all gets very weakened. So that's the reason why the skin sags. So in old age, you always will have, a spleen deficiency for sure. So that's the reason why that this association, I mean, I can get it, but it's made of multiple layers. Like you said, everything is made of everything. It's not just one absolute particle or one absolute attribute. The other things also are there. So because the any organ as a matter, you have covering, internal covering, external covering, then you also have, the muscle in it. Everything will have got nervous tissue also in it. And many of them work under, whether they are, endocrines of some sort. So there are all these things which are responsible for finally doing this. Only one thing I wanted to know was the nervous tissue association. That's the thing that I think about. So spleen, if you don't have a glowing skin, it's your blood circulation or blood or the key that is circulating there from the lung key, maybe.
It could
it's
be.
A fact.
It's a fact.
It could be. Apart from that, if you find, sagging of, premature sagging of the skin and, lack
premature
of
sagging. Premature sagging is mainly because of spleen yang deficiency. So means that is why it is it is not an absolute, but many cases it is that. Okay.
Sir, severe dehydration also expressed in wrinkles on skin, no?
Yes, it is just, as I told, it is just a glass. You see what is there inside. If there is dehydration, it shows up in the skin. Okay, and Mr. Rohan had asked a question. Somebody with the name Rohan.
Sir, actually, this is Sridevi. My son's laptop. This is so that it mentioned Rohan.
Ask your question. Did you get the answer in any previous of explanation?
Yeah, in that treatise one chart, the pot comprises in metal, skin.
Uh-huh.
So that I have asked, skin also plays a main role for sound.
Yes. Like skin is associated with lungs because the lungs sends defensive key under the skin. Okay. So it is like, say you go to a market, you want to purchase one thing. See, if you have two things to be purchased, when you go to a market, you purchase both the things. Just for one thing you go and come back, for the other thing you go and come back. That you don't do. No, you do multitasking. When you go to a place, you do all the things what you want to do there and come back. Similarly, the lungs is sending the defensive key under the skin. So it is going there. So it will also do other functions which is needed, say opening and closing the pores, all those stuff. Because the energy is already going there, it will also do other stuffs. So that is how, along with defensive key, some other things will also be associated with the skin and the lungs will be correlated. Okay. Make sense?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. If anybody wants to join, the Books to Brain series, which started from Feb 12th, so you can contact me on my WhatsApp. +91 is the country code. 96323-17950 is the number. The fees is just 2,000 rupees for an entire year, Feb 2021 to Feb 2022. So the timings of the classes: Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And many of these videos will also be posted in YouTube. So please do subscribe to my channel if you like the videos. The name of the channel is Krishnamurthy Acupressure. So if you like the videos, do press thumbs up and you can subscribe to my channel. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining the class. Have a good night, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on your time zones. Okay. So meet you in Thursday's class. Okay. Bye.